Welcome to Tele, Lakay, a television magazine about entertainment, health, news, Caribbean cuisine, and the hottest Haitian artists. Tele Lakay shares with you the talents of our Haitian brothers and sisters, and we feature the intimate lives of Haitian writers, singers, actors, sport figures, and entrepreneurs. Tele Lakay. Tonight, we have a great show lined up for you. Our guest tonight is considered to be one of the best doctors in the world, who, by the way, had discovered a new treatment for uterine cancer. Our guest tonight is none other than Dr. Rodrigue Mortel. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We'll be right back.
Haïti, c'est belle la mer, c'est belle montagne avec belle rivière, c'est belle plage avec pied cocoyer, belle paysage avec belle couleur. Haïti, c'est sant café qui monte dans nem les matins, c'est sant la rose qui fait poser pour fléziser qui bougeonner. Haïti, c'est bassin blé, cascade pichon avec sodo. C'est Acadien, la citadelle, c'est la bâtie à Marigot. Haïti, c'est la vallée, c'est Port-Sali à Zabrico. C'est Mon la Selle, Pic Macaya, c'est Mamlade à Mon-Bilboro.
Our guest this evening is Dr. Rodrigue Mortel. After practicing general medicine for 2 years in rural Haiti, following his graduation from the Medical School of Port-au-Prince, Dr. Mortel spent 1 year of graduate study in Montreal before entering the United States in 1963. Dr. Mortel received training in the field of obstetrics and gynecology at the Hahnemann Medical College and Hospital in Philadelphia, and then subspecialized in gynecologic oncology at the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York City. In 1993 and 1997, Dr. Mortel was named one of the best 400 doctors for women in the world. Dr. Mortel is also a scientist. After studying in one of the best cancer research laboratories at the University of Paris, he became a fellow of the Ligue nationale française contre le cancer, conducted extensive research in his laboratory at Penn State, and developed a new method of treating women with cancer of the uterus, which he shared with the international medical academic community. It is an honor to have with us tonight on our show, Dr. Rodrigue Mortel. Dr. Mortel, welcome to Tele Lakay.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. It's a pleasure having you here. Dr. Mortel, let's start from the beginning. What was life like for you growing up in Haiti?
Well, it was not easy because my parents were totally illiterate and no profession, nothing at all. And we were evicted when I was at the age of 11. We were evicted from the house we were living in because we could not pay the monthly rent of $4. So I think that's the reason why I decided to be educated, because my mother at that time was crying and said that if she was educated, that would not have happened. Mm-hmm. I think that gives me the incentive, to be educated.
That was your incentive from the beginning.
Indeed.
Yeah. Where did you start your medical career, Dr. Mortel? Was it in Haiti or at Penn State Hershey?
No, I was graduated from the medical school of Haiti. Yeah.
From Haiti.
I came to Penn State long time after.
Okay. What made you decide to enter the field of medicine, and more specifically, gynecology and obstetrics?
Well, I was not really interested in medicine, even though at the last 2 years of my high school, I was not interested in medicine. I was good in math, and I wanted to be an engineer. But but because it was so challenging, to enter the medical field, at that time they were taking only 40 people in the school, and there was something like 300-400 candidates. So it was challenging, and I love that. So I say, I'm going to medicine just for the challenge. And then I was accepted. And there I am. Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it. But it was not my primary intention to enter medicine. No.
Okay. During your time at Penn State, Dr. Mortel, you helped train many aspiring physicians, and you also conducted some groundbreaking research while at Penn State. Would you mind sharing some of those research here with our audience?
Well, in Haiti, we did not do any laboratory research, not even clinical research. But when I came here, after my training in obstetrics and gynecology, I wanted to engage myself in academic medicine. I didn't want to go private practice. So I had to really do some research. And I started laboratory research after I came back from Memorial Sloan Kettering, where I went to study the field of gynecologic oncology. And after that, I started doing laboratory research in cancer, and I pursued my laboratory research after taking a sabbatical year at the University of Paris.
Okay.
And then I started looking at a disease that that was of interest to me, which is the cancer of the uterus.
Right.
And that's why I did my research. And finally, after already 6 years, we discovered a new treatment to treat women with a special type of cancer of the uterus.
Amazing. Dr. Mortel, I mean, this is not something that you encounter every day to, discover such a treatment, especially for cancer. How did you feel when that took place, when you found the treatment for uterus cancer? How did you feel about that?
Well,
what was going through your mind at that time?
Well, when I started that research, I was, I was happy. First of all, because nobody had tackled that field. So I was one of the few people who were studying that kind of cancer. And fortunately, I went ahead before the others and found a kind of treatment. And the treatment was tested nationally by the gynecologic oncology group and found out that it was possible to cure some women with this type of cancer. Then it was comforting coming from Haiti, where I didn't do any laboratory research, and then end up discovering a new treatment for cancer. It was rewarding, I must admit.
That was rewarding, huh?
Indeed.
Yes. How do you see the future for women that have been diagnosed with cancer of the uterus today?
Well, I think there have been many advances made in the treatment of this cancer, and I think if a woman have regular checkup, particularly after they reach menopause, they continue to have gynecologic checkup, and it is likely that cancer can be discovered early enough that women may be cured.
That's very good. So now it's possible, it's more possible today than it was during your time.
Oh yes, definitely, definitely, because every day progress is being made, in the treatment of this particular cancer. As a matter of fact, a lot of cancers that people develop now, if they discovered early, cure rate is very high on many of cancers now.
Going back to the time of your medical studies in Haiti, to later be named as one of the 400 best doctors in the world, that's quite an achievement, Dr. Mortel. Do you ever look at that young kid that grew up in Haiti and see what he has become today?
Well, I think that the reason why I established a mission in Haiti for the past 20 years to show these children that there is hope and that education is the only sure way to get out of the cycle of poverty. I never thought myself that I would reach that level of honor in the United States when I was growing up in Haiti. So that's the reason why I wrote my last book, and for them to see that they can have hope. Just education.
Yes.
That's the gate.
That's right. That's the key to the door, is the education.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about your foundation, High Hopes for Haiti, and also the Mortel Family Foundation.
Well, we in 1997, looking at the road that I traveled from Haiti to Associate Dean at Penn State University, I thought, remembering where I came from, that I should provide some possibility to the poor children in Haiti. So that's when we started the foundation, and we selected the kids that are the poorest. They are handpicked. We go incognito in the areas the most, the worst area surrounding St. Mark, and we take these kids and we provide them with everything by getting funds from the United States. We provide them with everything, and then now I can tell you we have had 15,000 kids through the system.
Wow.
And 400 have been are graduated. Some are in medicine, as a matter of fact.
In
We have-
in medicine.
I mean,
One second. Are
they-
all 400 kid that has graduated went into medical school?
No.
Okay.
We have, I can count of 10 of them who
Okay.
went to medical school, and also some of them are in administration, some of them are in agronomy. We find them in various branches of universities.
And this is in Saint Mark that the
That
foundation is
Yeah,
situated.
that is in St. Mark. That was the family foundation. And then the family foundation become so big
Okay.
that we decided to apply for a public charity. So High Hopes for Haiti is a public charity when a Mortel Foundation is a private foundation.
Okay, I got you. That's quite amazing. 1,500 kids.
1,500 kids are in the system, and we take them at the age of 3. We don't take anybody else at any other level, because we wanted to give them the education that we believe that they need to succeed.
So when you say they're in the system, are those kids there 24 hours a day?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no. And we did not want it to be that way.
Okay.
We want them to live in 2 different setups, so they never forget where they come from.
Where they came from.
Yeah. So there is that school where the most beautiful building in St. Mark, where they are told everything about life and everything. They give them everything and teach them that even poor they can help others. We teach them all of that, and that's the reason why we don't take anybody unless you enter at the base, which is 3 years old.
3 years old.
From age 3 to age 19.
Very good. You've also written you're on your 3rd book now, or is it more than that?
This is the 3rd book.
The 3rd book, okay.
Yeah, go and do the same.
Go and
do the same.
And go and do the same, which is the title of the book.
That's right. That's the title of the book. Go and do the same. Somebody has helped you. Go and help somebody else.
So if we say in English, pay it forward.
That's right. Got it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you are no longer in the medical field now, Dr. Mortel. You are now a deacon in the Roman Catholic Church. How does this change come about?
Well, I must say that it is something that I wanted to do long time ago, before I entered medical field. I always wanted to be a priest. And the reason why I didn't go to priesthood when I was young is because at that time, with the French clergy, you could not enter seminary unless your parents were married. But
Really?
I was not a legitimate son, as we call it in Haiti, so I couldn't go into the seminary.
So your parents had to be
Married,
married, before you could enter.
a seminary.
Wow. Okay.
That was
But this is something that you've always wanted to do.
Exactly. I think the vocation was still there, but it was a dormer. So when I just about when I retired, and I wanted to really continue to work with people, and knowing the road that I travel and what I have done in Haiti, I wanted also an audience for them to see what has been done and what can be done.
Right.
So when I was the founding director of the Penn State University Cancer Center, then I went back to the seminary, and every weekend studying, and then after 4 years, I became a deacon.
What advice would you give to a young Haitian student going to medical school, specifically in the field of gynecology and obstetrics? What would you tell them?
Well, I think it doesn't have to be in the field of obstetrics and gynecology, because there are many other fields in medicine that require attention of good physicians. The advice is study hard. If you feel called to help people health-wise, then enter medical school. But after you complete the medical degree, find a specialty to enter into, because the medical field is so wide for one to be do just general medicine. So you have to find a specialty where you can contribute much more to medicine that if you don't specialize in one of the fields.
Dr. Mortel, you were the first foreigner to be president of the elite American Society of Gynecologic Oncologists in 2013. And the Penn State University College of Medicine named one of its 4 learning communities, the Mortel Society. You received the Penn State Alumni Association Honorary Alumnus Award. What is next for you? And now you're a deacon. Is there anything else that you haven't achieved that you'd like to?
I don't think I have, if I have to, well, academically, I retired anyway, and I don't continue much, but because Penn State College of Medicine named one of the societies, Mortel societies, I continue to work with the medical student of that particular society. And I think the thing I enjoy the most is because I have trained so many people in the field of gynecology and gynecologic oncology, and because I was the funding chair of the Penn State University Cancer Center, then what I have done and continue to do is to bring visiting scholars, both in OBGYN and in the Cancer Institute, to expose students, the residents, to what is new in the field of obstetrics and gynecology, and also in the field of cancer in general.
So are you now in Haiti, or you mostly you are in Penn State? Where are you?
No, I am in Penn State. I'm in live in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and I'm still on the medical campus of Penn State University, which is where the medical campus is in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I travel to Haiti quite often because of the mission that we have there, to make sure that everything goes okay, and also to show the poor student, there is hope. I take a lot of youth to Haiti, age 16 to 20, and we have a lot of visitors, those who sponsor children in the school, take them to Haiti to see where, for them to see where their money goes.
To keep an eye on things and see how progress is being made with the students.
Yeah.
Is there a last word that you would like to give our viewers, Dr. Mortel?
Well, the last word, again, coming from where I came from and where I've achieved, my last word is to encourage the little poor children of Haiti to really get a good education. And that will take you wherever you want to go in the future.
Dr. Mortel, it was an honor for us to have you here on Tele Lakay. The doors are always open for you. We would love to hear more about the students in the foundation in Haiti. So please come back and give us the details. Tell us how they're doing. It's a pleasure having you here again, and we just want to say thank you.
I will be here whenever you invite me.
Thank you, Dr. Mortel. Thank you.